evening. Welcome to the Modern Spiritualists. I'm Aeson Knight, and of course, with me tonight is Miss Hazel Firefly, Britain's premier psychic and medium. How are you, darling?
I'm okay, thank you. As you can see, it's getting colder yet again. So I got my hoodie on.
I cannot wait until it's warm again, but you have such a nice hoodie tonight.
Do you know what? It's one of the most fluffiest things ever.
Really. Do you have to
Keeps me
dry it
nice.
much?
Sorry?
Is it one of the ones that you have to hang out to dry?
No, it can go on the radiator. I can go in the tumble dryer.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
it's one of the best ones.
Yeah. Hello, Miss Brenda. How are you?
I can't see Brenda for some reason. Let's have a look. Ah, there's Brenda.
Yeah, there's Miss Brenda. So now, apparently, something was going on on the sideline that Aeson did not see or understand.
Oh, what have you done?
I ain't know nothing. I'm alone in this one. I was left out of this one until I was informed at dinner about it.
What have Brenda done?
No, this is between you, apparently Welsh and Scotland.
Are we on about the rugby
Is that what it was? Okay.
on Saturday? Just gone.
Ah,
And we lost.
you lost.
Only just
Apparently not
though.
by much.
We played like a heap of rubbish.
Really.
Yeah.
Now, was this like the championship, or is this just a rugby game?
No, this is the Six Nations.
So this is like your Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
We did play better second half, but it was still a shambles.
it looked to be, from what I heard.
I can understand what Wales are doing because they have brought in a lot younger players.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't feel those younger players have got enough experience in international games.
Right, and that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
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 Well, I've been waiting for our American football. Notice I said American football, not,
I did.
rest of the universe football for the Super Bowl. We're waiting to see if Aeson's prediction plays out. We're on prediction watch. We'll know by next Sunday. But from what I understand, it was a hard fought game for rugby.
It was. It was. It's always a good match, but a friendly match.
Right. Well, right.
Like the Scottish will come down to Wales one year, and the following year Wales will go up to Scotland. But they've got it to the place where nobody pays for hotels; they stay in each other's homes.
That works. That works.
So they keep the costs down as well.
Right. And from what I understand, it's televised. And
Yeah.
I just have one question for you: how many
Go on.
lounges died Sunday night or Saturday night?
I'd say quite a few.
Okay. Okay. Just wanted to make sure. Because we're in West Virginia, so if we win a big game, something is going to be burning.
Yeah.
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 Right. Yeah. Brenda, I love him dearly. However, he sucks at harassing.
I'll have to teach him.
Yes, you will. Yes, you will.
Bless him.
Yeah. So now let's get on to the game, more game than just the rugby or the football game. The game called Love, and there's a few plays on the field, and I believe they were foul.
I'd say more than foul. I'd say red card time.
Exactly. What are we talking about? Well, we both see this happening a lot. Okay. And unfortunately, it's never an easy read. And new customers to come to us is never easy for you guys to hear either. And we're not talking about, girl, he's not that really into you. Girl, he's just a user. You need to move on. Why don't you tell us what we're talking about when we go, foul on the field?
Yes. I keep texting him. I get no response. He never picks up the phone when I call. He says he's busy all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Start thinking about why he's busy all the time, why he's not replying, why he's not picking up your call.
Right. But also get real with it. And what I mean
Hi,
by
Caitlin.
Hello, Miss Caitlin. How are you? I understand Miss Caitlin is very deep into hockey. Well, the hockey season's over for now, right? Yeah. It picks up next fall. But what I mean by that is get real. Like if he is an EMT worker and works 72 on, 72 off, and he's not talking to you for 3 days, there's a reason.
Yeah, that's understandable. I mean in more of like a week long.
Right. We're not talking about simple, well, he hasn't talked to me in 24 hours. He's got to love somebody else. No, he doesn't.
He's just wanting a break.
He's just wanting a break. He's just wanting a breath.
Yeah.
He's just wanting to get himself collected. He's just, and men do that because they have to go and figure out what they've done wrong, what they're doing right.
Thing is, females have to do that on times as well.
But they don't. A lot of times, females will keep on moving the ball.
Oh, see, I'm a stubborn sod, I am. If
Right.
I don't want to answer somebody, they will stay there unanswered.
Agree, and I get that, but they get afraid that they'll get left behind or left alone if they don't answer them. Or
Hi, Shannon.
Hello, Miss Shannon. How nice to see you, darling. And it's one of those positions where you have to pull back and go, what is their communication style?
We all know that some people just don't like texting.
All right. They don't like it.
Some people,
they don't care for it.
Yeah. Some people find it really inappropriate to text.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Especially if they were brought up where there wasn't much technology.
Right. Or they deal with it all day.
Yeah. As we do.
Right. Or, they're living a different life. What I mean by that, they work midnights.
Yeah.
I promise you, if you text me after 7 a.m, you're not going to hear good morning, beautiful. You better be bleeding if you ring my phone more than once.
Yeah.
And I'll respond when I wake up.
That's why when I need to send you a message, I send you one message.
Right.
Because I know you will get back to me when you're awake.
Exactly. But I've had problems with people. They will message and call and hang up the phone and call my other phone and hang up there, and then it'll go back and forth. And by the time that when I do wake up, heaven help their little souls.
Yeah.
Because they would have worked themselves into a tizzy until I wake up and go, are you dead? Are you bleeding?
Yeah.
Are you in hospital? No. Calm your tails down.
Yeah. I've actually had to tell a client that I would no longer read for them because of that reason.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, no, when I don't answer my phone, I'm not answering for a reason.
Right.
I have a life outside work.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like an ongoing conveyor belt with some people.
Right. And then it's, we have those ones, and it's happening more, guys. It's happening more and more.
Yeah.
And that are the ones that it's not a relationship.
Yeah.
They've never met each other. They are never laid hands on each other. What I mean by laying hands, I do not mean physical violence. I mean, one is in a country, the other one is in another country. Like one's in America, another one is serving in the armed forces in Israel.
Yeah.
And, needs $10,000 to get home.
Their partner having long died of an illness.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a child that needs an operation and they haven't got the funds to do it. Or the new one is, all my money is tied up in the armed services. As soon as I'm released, they will release my money.
Right. Now, we will call and, you call and ask me, you best be prepared for my answer, honey, because I'm going to tell you, if you can't put your hands around their throat, you don't put money in their wallet.
Yeah. Oh, bless you.
Oh. And that's just one of Aeson's rules.
Yeah.
When he's dating or when he's dating, and I've done long distance. Long distance, guys, is like AP courses. Okay? Take special ammunition.
Yeah.
The first part, however, is you don't loan money to them. You don't pay for gift cards for them. And no service in the world is going to hold their money.
Yeah. Or if you pay for my plane ticket, I'll come over and see you.
Right.
No, don't.
Right.
If they are that interested, they'll find their own money for their plane ticket.
Mm-hmm. If they're that interested, they will pay to come see you themselves.
Yes.
Okay. That is my first sign. I don't care, real or fake, meaning, in front of me or online, when they say, I need money for, then sorry, you can't afford me.
Yeah, I agree totally.
Okay. I can't do this because of that. Well, that's our first date is going, I've never met you. Oh, but I love you. We've never met. How can you love me?
Yeah. Or the other one is, this seems to have come up a lot the last few days.
Mm-hmm.
He'll FaceTime me, but he puts the phone up to the sky, or he points the phone up to the ceiling.
Right. That's not FaceTime, that's phone calling.
No, FaceTime.
No, I know what the action is, but that's not showing who that person is.
No, what I mean is, when they're doing FaceTime, because the camera comes on over the other side as well.
Right.
So rather than show their face, the new one is, right, that's when you FaceTime in, but they put the phone up like that so that you can't see them.
Right.
So you can still video call, but the new one is now they put their camera up like that so that all you can see is above rather than them.
Right.
Which straight away, that's alarm bells. Because why are they hiding from the camera?
Right. Why are they hiding from the camera? Why are they requesting photos they shouldn't?
Yeah.
Okay. If they will not, if they will not provide photos, but they're asking you to provide photos, we have a problem.
One thing I want to remind our viewers, I should say, once you've pressed that send button, that image is floating around in the internet. You might have sent it to one person, but there's nothing to say that person won't send it on to somebody else, and then send it on to somebody else, and then it becomes used in their schemes.
Used in their schemes, put up on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Put onto revenge porn sites.
Yeah.
Okay. So, And we're not making it a bigger than it is issue. Like,
If
there's some
people
cases
use
right now.
if people use TikTok, there's a massive revenge porn case going on with TikTok at the moment.
Well, not only TikTok, but a few others.
Oh, now I only use TikTok because I like just watching the videos.
I love making the videos.
See, I haven't got that far yet.
Oh, it's fun. It's fun. But no, this is really things that are going on, folks. You
Yes.
think you sit your English boyfriend for the Americans, intimate photos, and you guys has had this lovely session online.
See, that's the complete thing, Caitlin. Caitlin have just hit the nail on the head.
Like a cookie box. What's she doing?
When my really good friend was dating online, when a girl asked for a beep pic, he sent pics of Richard Nixon.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Once that picture is out there, anybody in the world can use it.
Right.
And that's a scary thought. There's one going on UK TikTok at the moment where you ladies might find this interesting. Have you heard of Clapper?
Yes.
Now, I don't know a lot about Clapper. You might do if it's more used it over there. One lady went into Clapper and they locked down the room to do adult stuff. Somebody streamed that video onto UK TikTok. That was spread amongst, I think they said 3,000 people. Now there's a big court case going on for that. One person streamed it, but look how far it's gone viral.
Right. And see, and that's becoming very big issues. Then you have people that are, taking, and this is why I really like, if you're going to send photos, one, I love end-to-end encryption. Two, I love the ones that disappear after being viewed.
Yeah. And that's the big thing. I'm sure Snapchat does that, don't it? Yeah.
Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, Grindr, and I'm sure some of the straight sites do that. That way, when they open it up, they view it once, and the picture's gone.
Yeah.
Okay. That would be better if you're going to play picture, or don't send pictures you don't want your grandmother seeing on the front page of the newspaper. Yeah.
Just to put another one out there, which I found really funny this week. Did anybody see the video of the lady climbing through her front room window because she'd left her keys at her mum's and she needed a wee? So this lady is climbing through her front room window, and it's summer, so she got like a boob tube dress on.
Right.
Now, ladies, you know what these boob tube dresses are like when you're hanging upside down through a window. Her boobies fell out, and she actually peed herself hanging upside down through laughing so much.
Right.
That have gone viral through all our news stations.
Right.
Through all our morning programs. See? Brenda knows. Brenda, I'll share the secret with you. She's my friend on TikTok.
But it's insane. And you guys have more CCTV over there.
Yeah.
Okay. Every mobile phone on the planet has a camera.
Yeah.
Every tablet has a camera. Like my iPad has a better camera quality than we're doing the show with.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's, I can't send a picture because, I don't have one. How are you talking to me then?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm nervous. I don't want to show my face. Well, I'm not meeting you if I can't see your face.
Yeah. And That's the scary thing, how many people actually fall for that.
Right.
Wasn't there, I'm asking you because, like, we're around that age, wasn't there a name for that when we were younger?
Scam artist?
There was another one.
Yeah.
Where the person wasn't the person they were supposed to be.
Right. Like, I can think of many names for them.
Yeah.
Scammers, it's the same, oh, I have the, and you see it, and I'm, oh, well, he's this blah, blah, blah prince of such and such. And no, he ain't.
Yeah.
No.
Brenda got it.
Awesome.
There we are. Look, the ladies have got it.
Of
Catfish.
Course. Oh, yes.
That's what it used to be called in our younger days, didn't it? And you never
Very
heard
much
of that word much.
right. And you hear it now, and we hear more catfishing, related to, Mary Brown's incident that occurred there. But I don't think you guys followed that on Sister Wives.
No, that name don't ring a bell.
Yeah, she got catfish, but the same situation, same exact situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing is, the world have gone crazy, so you don't know if you're meeting an axe murderer.
True, and we, especially on dating sites, this is why your first meeting should be in public.
Yeah. We had a big thing over you with Grindr.
Mm-hmm.
A young man had arranged to meet a police officer.
Mm-hmm.
They'd gone, this was in London.
Uh-huh.
They'd gone back to his flat.
Uh-huh.
And the person had murdered the police officer and burned all his body in a bath of acid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You don't know who you're meeting.
You don't. And, that's why you've got to be careful.
Yeah.
All right. So if you're good, let's get you past the point that you're going to meet them. First, you're going to do it in public.
Yeah.
Or, second, people need to know that you are meeting up.
Yeah.
And this is the thing.
I always say to clients, if you're meeting anybody on a blind date, you give somebody the place where you're going,
mm-hmm.
which should be a coffee shop, because a coffee shop have always got people in and out, so there's always people around.
Right.
You should always tell somebody what time you're meeting the person, and you should also have a safe word.
Yeah.
So that if you're feeling scared or worried, you can go to the toilet and you can just type one word and send.
Right.
That person will know where you are and that you need help.
Right. And that you need help, that you need attention, that you need them to call and get you out of there.
Yeah.
So that you can move on safely. And you don't have to be letting people into your business and all that. Find your best girlfriend, find your best boyfriend, and say, hey, I'm going on a date at 2:00 for such and such. We're going to Lloyd's and we're having, and why don't you call me? And I'll let you know if it's good or not.
What Brendan have said is a really good idea. I've never thought of that one. We could maybe use that one,
Right. Yeah, pics of the guy and pics of the car.
Yeah,
and that's useful. But also your designated location.
Yeah.
Where you going? Who you going with? Who's going to be there?
And I always say, for the first date, you meet in the daytime.
If you can. If your lifestyle allows that.
Yeah, because 9 times out of 10, there's somebody around in the day, whereas nighttime, if you go to a shopping centre, it's a lot quieter.
It is, and there's a lot more focus and a lot more of this and a lot more of that.
Yeah.
But also paying attention to where you are, who you're with, what you're doing there. is important.
Yeah.
And if they cannot sit down and have a cup of coffee with you, they ain't worth your time.
Yeah. I agree totally.
Okay? Because they need you need to be safe.
Yeah.
You know, hiding around, whatever, isn't a good thing. Um, and something, and also email yourself. This is something I used to do. Is I would email myself the information I had on this person to myself, no one else. When I'd get home, if it was a great date, I'd leave it in there and start tracking that conversation. If it was a bad day, well, they got deleted.
The other thing is as well, people don't realise that there can be red flags around people in your local area as well that you start seeing.
Right. And that's when it's like, let's look at, for over here, I always recommend, because people are lazy.
Yeah.
Promise you, they're lazy. They will use the same username. They aren't that inventive. Google that username.
Yes. Yeah. I would also say, I don't know if you get it over here, but we do over here, reverse image.
Mm-hmm. Very
And
much.
that's a good one to find out if they're actually who they say they are.
Right. That's a good one to figure out if they are who they say they are, if the image is theirs, not some Russian dancer.
Yeah. And Caitlin, that's some bloody good advice there, I don't know if you all remember, but years ago when the internet first started being used with chat rooms, there used to be a saying, ASL.
Right.
Age, sex, and location.
Sure.
But you never actually, well, I didn't. I never give the exact location.
Right. And yeah, don't go directly home. This is a highly important one because one, they may follow you.
Yes. Yeah.
Two, they may turn around and and be able to make choices from there.
Yeah.
And and you're like, well, but the date went really well. I like them. What's the problem here? The problem is you're not ready for that level.
Yeah.
Of a relationship.
Yeah.
Okay.
You've met them for a few hours. You don't know enough about them to take that next step forward.
Right. And if you did take some exploratory, because I always say check the engine before you buy the car.
Yeah.
Just because you check the engine doesn't mean that it ran right.
No. And if you think you're going to stay over the night with somebody new, book a cheap hotel.
Mm-hmm.
Because then you're safe.
Right. All right. So, and especially if you're doing distance travel, you're not staying at their house.
Yeah.
Not until like the third or fifth date.
Yeah.
You're staying at your own hotel. Oh, you can just stay here. Nope. I need my own space. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Because it needs to be neutral for the two of you to get to know each other, and so that the person that's traveling don't feel pressured.
Right. Not only that, but it gives you a place to freshen up before the date.
Yeah.
Because I promise you, if you've been in a car any length of time, more than an hour, you need to freshen up, put on your best foot, put on your best face. Like, that's just the facts of it, everyone. Like, don't care how good your makeup is, including, some of the best. It needs to be freshened up. You need to have that space that you can take and be your own. And you do not want a hotel that there is an open door out.
No.
You need them to go through you need to go through a lobby. You need to go through something to get checked in.
Do you know in the UK now that's part of the safety thing?
All right.
You come in through to the front desk.
Mm-hmm.
Before you can go any further, you've got to have a special key
Mm-hmm.
or be given a code for you to enter the premises.
Right.
And I think that's a really good safety aspect.
It is a very good safety aspect. It's a very important safety aspect
Yeah,
that a lot of
yeah,
people don't think about, don't figure out, don't, think that it's a big deal.
yeah.
We're not being over dramatic. All right, let's do the power of three. After the third date, that's where you need to decide if you like them enough to see them for the next 3 months.
Yeah.
This is when you can become social media friends. This is when you should have already figured out whether you can take them up, to meet your parents or not. What's your thoughts on that one?
I feel that's the stage that you start building foundations for the future.
Right.
That's the stage where the trust starts to be built.
Right.
And if you don't know if that person has any siblings by that time, I feel that's a red flag.
Oh, I agree. I think it's a total red flag.
Yeah, yeah. Let's ask the ladies. What do you ladies see as red flags? Because it's good to have your input as well.
You know, a red flag for me is someone that, cannot keep their story straight.
Yeah,
And what I mean by that is, they talk to you about something they've done and it's impossible.
yeah,
Like, there's no way that they went to London when they're 16 and, lived in a flat there. That's impossible.
yeah,
If all their stories makes them out to be the hero, we have a problem.
yeah.
I also do something a little different than a lot of people. I listen to how they talk about their exes.
Yeah.
Point blank. If they're the villain in every story, they're the reason for every one of their problems. Oh, my ex done this and oh, my ex done that. If you can't tell me what you done wrong in that relationship, we got issues.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
Because a relationship, right, at our age, and I don't mean this derogatory, at our age, if you meet somebody who says every single one of their past exes have cheated on them,
Mm-hmm.
to me, that's a run.
That's more of like, okay, so what? They cheat on you. Point blank. There is a reason for someone cheating. Well, they were all just evil and mean. No. There's a deeper reason there. People
Yeah,
do not cheat when there is a stable situation. They either, and I'll be blunt, have a low libido, classify the freaking breathing as cheating, or they do not have the communication skills to listen.
yeah,
Don't care who you are. If you cannot listen, then you cannot date. If you cannot pay attention, you cannot date. And you'll see this in other forms of communication with them. Like, it'll be evidently clear that, like, by the third date, people still have their nice gloves on, but they'll show signs like panic texting, love bombing.
yeah,
And when we say love bombing, it's like you feel, they make you feel like you're the only human on the planet that's ever done basic human decency. You know, And yeah, there's some trashy people out there that have been in trashy relationships and they've been in tragic relationships. But every one of them cannot be the world's most tragic.
Yeah. And a red flag is when a person talks about their ex all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a run because they're obviously still in love with their ex.
Still in love or it has a problem with them. Okay.
I'd be more inclined to say still in love.
Not if they're processing trauma. Because if you notice someone coming out of an abusive relationship will constantly talk about the ex.
True.
Not because they're in love, but because they're still processing trauma. That's a pump the brakes. That's not a run, that's a pump the brakes and go, okay, so what are you trying to heal from here?
That's a difficult one.
Mm-hmm.
Because the thing, when I was removed from an ex's life,
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't, how can I explain this? You hate them for what they do, but you still love them at the same time.
Right. You know.
And I know that sounds weird. They've put your life in danger.
Mm-hmm.
They've done so many bad things to you, but you still love that person.
Right. And it's not weird. It's what I call the drug effect.
Yeah.
Or Stockholm Syndrome, which is a
Yeah.
whole different matter, but it's very problematical for, and you want, if you're, so when did you break up? Oh, last week. Pump your brakes. Pump your brakes. So that relationship's not done.
Yeah.
Why are you even talking?
Yeah. I think there's a massive thing that people don't understand is you need to heal.
Right.
You can't go jumping from one relationship to the other because you're going to go back to the old routine that you had.
Right. And you will create the Henry VIII syndrome.
Yeah. I'm just reading what Shannon, Brenda, and Caitlin have said.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one, actually, Shannon.
Right.
When you go for coffee, first date, if they offer to pay or not, even though I pay myself.
Right.
If they don't offer to pay, I think that's alarm bells as well. If they've asked you out for coffee.
Right.
That's straight away, well, what's going on there?
Mm-hmm. Red flag for me is consistently checking their phone.
Yeah.
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 And a tone's going off.
And what's Brenda said? How they treat others while we're out.
Mm-hmm.
I'd eventually get treated like that. And that's so true. And another big one I say? And everybody laughs at this. How they treat their mother is the reflection of how they'll treat you later on in life.
Right. And, one that I look at is what's my level of investment?
Yeah.
What is their role in, what is their direct role towards my life?
Yeah.
Okay. What I mean by that is, am I looking for Mr. Permanent? Am I looking for Mr. Right Now? Am I looking for Mr. 10 years? Am I looking for Mr. Retirement? Am I looking for Mr. Holiday? That is something that a lot of people get very confused with.
Yeah.
What are you looking for?
You've missed one there, which I find is becoming more and more. It's friends with benefits.
Say that's Mr. Right Now.
Do you think?
Very much so.
See, friends with benefits can go on for years.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to call that one friends with benefits for that reason.
Right. And see, friends with benefits needs to be friends, and there needs to be some healthy benefits.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pension plan, car repair work, what you getting out of this?
Yeah.
Because if
Yeah.
you ain't getting anything out of it, you have a problem. There is
Yeah.
no benefit there.
It's not just a wham bam, thank you, ma'am.
Nope, that's a hookup.
Yeah.
And call it what it
Yeah.
is, a hookup.
Yeah.
They
We call
leave.
that over here one night stands.
Yes. One
Isn't
night
it
stand.
weird how they're the same thing, but we call them different?
Right. And one night stands can last for years. Okay. It's not just one night. They can last for years.
True.
But you've got to be honest with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. By the third date, you need to be figuring out, what this person's role is in your life.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next one, the 3-month mark.
I think the 3-month mark is where you come official.
Right.
That's when this really irritates me.
Okay.
But that's when people put their life story on Facebook.
Yeah. And that's
For
like,
Tom
no. You don't want that, because you don't want, in a very fledgling relationship. So when you're having a baby, when he's moving in, when you're going to go live with him, are you going to get married? Oh, y'all's kids will be so cute. People, knock the hell off.
Yeah. And the other thing, I don't know if you all feel the same, by putting those personal details on Facebook, if either of you have got a jealous ex or an ex that wants you back, that's when they kick off and cause problems.
That's when they do. That's when the family starts causing problems.
Yeah.
That's when you start seeing people pop up. Oh, I want to date you.
Yeah.
You waited around for freaking, I don't know, 2-3 months just hoping to get an acknowledgement from them. Now that you're happy into something, no matter how messy it is, you're happy into it. People start pulling this. Oh, we should have made something. No, you shouldn't have.
Yeah. It's like that saying, isn't it? I don't want you, but nobody else can have you at the same time.
And jealous exes will cause problems. People or your friendly enemies will start causing problems. And see, that's when I get a little bit like, is like your friends start adding them to the profile.
Yeah.
And friending them, and it's like, what are you doing?
That sets alarm bells with me, because straight away that triggers interference. Your friend shouldn't be adding your partner unless you do things as a group, unless you make plans as a group, and unless they actually know the person.
Right. And that starts putting pressure too. That is a way to trap somebody. Well, we're all friends, and oh my God, what are my friends going to think of me if I dump him this early? They're just going to say, here comes another failed relationship. She's just changing them like underwear. It happens, people.
And how many, this is going to sound so judgmental, we've all got that one friend on Facebook that changes their partner every week and puts it on Facebook.
Yeah.
It's like, good God, you've had so many different people in your life this year, you probably haven't even changed your underwear that much.
Well, I've got a friend that has a new love of their life every 3 months. Don't even know what a love of their life is.
No.
So, and that's when it's like, I don't need all your dating past profiles all connected to me. And people get a little upset, like, well, won't you add, him up and seeing him for 3 days? He's the love of my life. Knock it off. That is new relationships hormones. They will run out within 6 months.
I tell you what would be good, to see if we could find out what the divorce rates were before social media.
Oh, I think that they've gone up.
I think they've gone up.
But I feel like they've gone up for not the reason you think.
You think?
Oh yeah, especially here, because you guys have had equal as monogamous relationship marriages for a much longer time than we have.
Yeah.
Okay. So here it used to be, 2 dates and you call U-Haul, and 3 dates you get a restraining order.
Yeah.
I think that here the the gays are now running to the altar a little bit faster.
Yeah.
Because they think they can. Well, now they can. There's one, and that's not a bad thing. But at the same time, you got to draw some lines, people.
Yeah.
You got to take it slower. You got to see it for what it is.
Do you know? I will honestly say my divorce cost me more than my actual wedding.
Mm-hmm.
And that was, how old are the kids? That was 22 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, Jesus. And weddings have just gone up and up and up.
They have, and they've gotten ridiculous.
Yeah.
But those are very serious. Now, especially in the U.S. People do not like my point of view, but I will say it anyhow. If you get married, that marriage certificate is one sheet of paper. That's nice. You need many sheets of paper, like a prenuptial agreement. So that what's yours is yours is yours.
I'm really, really funny. I don't know.
Mom and I are live on air. Anyhow.
I don't know if it's just me, but I'm one of these that I keep a savings account separate.
Mm-hmm.
That savings account don't get touched.
Right.
If anybody else come into my life, they wouldn't know about that savings account.
Right. But see, if you get married, that savings account, they now have access to it.
Do you know what I would do? I would hand it over to one of my kids.
Right.
For the simple reason that's something I've worked for all my life.
Mm-hmm.
And that's for the kids when I pass away.
Right.
And if a respective partner came in,
mm-hmm.
they'd have no say with that whatsoever.
Well,
perhaps that's selfish of me.
Not at all selfish of you. But no, I have a very strong policy of you have an agreement on where and what and all. You have to sit down and figure out what's yours, how's yours, where's it going to be yours, and when this fantasy of yours is over, I don't care how good the relationship is, when this fantasy of yours is over, you get to take your toys home.
Yeah. I went through 22 years ago, I lost everything.
Mm-hmm.
I lost my marital home.
Mm-hmm.
I lost everything. I had nothing to my name.
Mm-hmm.
When I left that house, all I had was 2 single beds for my boys, no clothes, no nothing.
Right.
And I think that taught me many lessons.
Mm-hmm.
And it taught me how to protect myself for any other relationships then.
It does. It does. But it's very hard when you're running on hormones. And this is why, no, you're not marrying in 90 days. You're not marrying in 120 days.
Yeah.
You're going to be taking some time. And that's not selfish.
I think there should be a law.
Uh-huh.
Unless there's a real necessity that it happens sooner.
Yeah.
That there should be a law of there should be a gap, a time frame.
Right.
Between when you meet somebody and when you marry somebody.
Right.
Like in the UK, you've got to have a 2-year splitting up period. Right. If you haven't been married, I think it's for 7 years.
Yeah. But here you don't have that what's the word? It's not flexibility. There's a deeper word. You don't have that legal protection.
Right.
Because
Right.
here, when you get married, they get access to everything.
Right. I got you.
Unfortunately.
Do you have common law spouses over there?
We do not. Not in this state. It's very rare nowadays to see common law spouses.
Right.
Because it used to be 7 years and you guys were seen as married and treated legally as married and had the same legal responsibilities.
Yeah. Yeah. Bless you.
But they have done so much here to lock down what is marriage.
Yeah.
You know, the rights of marriage and all that is getting tighter and tighter and tighter.
That's what I was just like, did you have it? Because I know over here is still a big thing over here.
Mm-hmm.
And I think over here is 5 years.
5 years. Wow.
Let me Google it quick.
Okay. But, you know, with that 5-year mark, with that 5-year situation, that then means that you have to divorce. Okay. Even though you've never been married, you now have to you have to divorce. Which can be even more tiring.
Oh, see? Over here is 2 years.
Living with someone for 2 years makes you married.
Yeah.
Yep. I'd be getting me a lease agreement.
Yeah. Let's have a look. After living together for more than 2 years, unmarried couples have similar rights to married couples upon relationship breakdown.
Mm-hmm.
How crazy is that?
That is, from my viewpoint, not crazy, but sure is complicated.
Yeah. Yeah. After 2 years, we wouldn't even be sharing the same bank account.
See, I'm a very big proponent about non-shared bank accounts.
Yeah.
Non-shared assets. Keeping your independence in all situations as much as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, even the ladies agree with me. 2 years is crazy.
Yeah.
And the thing is,
yeah,
if you didn't want to get married, you could still change your name by deed-poll, which means the two of you have got the same surname.
Mm-hmm.
Because a big thing over here is people get scared of the marriage certificate.
Well, that's because of all the powers that certificate gives them.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and seeing it for what it is, it's a contract.
Yeah.
Okay, it has nothing, and you guys have done it right. You really have. Because there is a civil marriage.
Yeah.
There is a spiritual marriage. And those are treated vastly different.
The spiritual marriages are really taking off over here now.
Mm-hmm.
They're a massive thing.
Right. You know, being blessed by the church, that's nice.
Yeah.
Okay. But the civil marriage is the one that the courts there look at. Am I correct?
Yes.
Like, you can be married in church, they don't give a care.
No.
Here's your civil wedding certificate.
Yeah.
Where's the, till death do you part, the shared assets. Those become very complicated.
Yeah.
And with that, relationships ebb and flow in general. Long distance takes a lot more work.
Yeah. And relationships is something you've got to build on throughout your years together.
Exactly. And they change. And I promise you, anybody that has been in a relationship longer than 2 years, you already are watching true crimes going, yep, I see where they messed up at. They sure were gloves when they picked up the trash bag. That's a healthy relationship. Newsflash.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I don't think people, especially the younger generation, they don't look at relationships as perhaps we do.
Right. It's more like it's getting back to where it's a civil organization.
Yeah.
Okay. The younger generation sees that you have three parts of the younger generation. One part is they are the print, they read Cinderella too often.
Yeah.
Then you have, which are cute, they're lovely. Your parents should have to pay for your divorces.
Yeah.
Not only your weddings, but your divorces, because happily ever after isn't happily ever after.
No.
Then you have the ones that see it for exactly what it is, which is a contract, and it's like, do we need this contract? Am I willing to link this with you?
Yeah. Yeah. When somebody comes to me and says, like, my son and his wife have split, I'm like, keep out of it.
Not my
This is part and parcel of them learning about each other and how marriage works.
Right. And a lot of people say marriages can't survive cheating. Bullshit's been doing it for hundreds of years.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it depends on your beliefs on cheating and your partner's beliefs on cheating. Those are words you have to actually define for your relationship.
Yeah.
And we're not saying accept abuse. Goddess, no, we're not talking about that. What we're talking about is, what are the rules of engagement? What are the rules of fighting? What are the rules of communication? And I believe next week we're talking about that, aren't we?
We are.
Okay. We're also going to be talking about where to go with that. How do you have those conversations? So what's your week looking like, darling?
I'm working all week as normal from around about 9 o'clock till midnight. I'll have my break in the afternoon just to split my day up.
Right.
But looks free flowing. How about yours?
I'm going to be on my midnight to 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which makes me available to the worldwide audience. And I'm going to be all the networks. There's a bio link in the bottom. Click that. It'll take you to choose the service that works best for you, because we offer readings in voice, in email, and chat. I offer sessions. You can go to Modern Spiritualists. You can click there and actually book a session with me. And you can choose that. Now, it does take a little bit of approval. And yes, you have to book it in advance. There is no instant sessions. That's not how that works.
Can I just add as well, guys, don't forget when you're booking sessions, because of time zones, that's why things can be delayed.
Right. Because
I think clients forget about that.
They do. And I believe you have to book 24 hours in advance.
Yeah. So that we can get set up and we know what we've got planned the following day.
Exactly. And Modern Spiritualists gives you the availability of video. King gives you text and text chat and phone calls. Zodiac gives you text chat and phone calls. Fortunica is messaging, and you can choose from a private question to a full-on reading. This month's featured reading over there is the Lady Spread or the Compass Rose. Both of those are great readings, because you need to tell me which one you're getting, or I get to choose.
Yeah.
And
sometimes, though, I think the reader getting to choose is the better option, because our guide will steer us into which reading is the best.
Right. Now, do you have Pacific spreads over there, or do you just let Kathy tell you which way the cards are flowing?
I just do what Kathy tells me to.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm not arguing with an Irish woman.
And it's futile. It is futile. But, I have Pacific spreads. You also can get a 360 reading, a crush reading. Um, there's another reading they recently launched. Those are all, make sure to read the description because I want you to get the best choice reading for yourself.
And I will add, if you're going to use Fortunica, give detail, give names, date of births, because that has a massive impact on your reading as well.
It does. It does. And there's different specials like Zodiac. I give 5, 10, 15% on your first reading. It's a lovely coupon. You go over there, click it. You can claim that coupon and those new customer promotions. King gives you, if you've never been to Keen and you come to me, you can get 5 minutes for $1. Go over there, enjoy that. So with that, guys, come back next week as we're going to be talking about the ins and outs and the negotiations of fighting.
That'll be something, ladies, for you to have a think about before you come back next week. What would you say is something you wouldn't put up with? And how far you would let the arguments go?
Yes. And what is the normal flow of relationships? We'll be covering both those topics next week. Of course, we're leading up to Valentine's Day.
God.
I know. It's a flyby year, honey.
It is.
Yep. And with that, we want to wish everybody a happy New Year's, a year of the dragon. What?
I'm glad you added the year of the dragon because you remember all that.
All right, darling, you got to repeat that. I got lost in the dialect.
Oh, hang on. My finger's gone off. I said, I'm glad you added the month of the dragon, the year of the dragon.
Yeah.
Because, New Year was, over a month ago.
No, the Chinese New Year is this Saturday. And then the astrological New Year will be March 21st or 22nd. I'll have to look that up. And we should talk about that when we get to the astrological New Year.
Oh, that's crazy.
Because there are multiple calendars.
Yes.
And every one of them have a different vibrational input. So we'll be talking to you next week. Good night, y'all.
Bye.